Hey folks, welcome to another Shut Up Already. Today I thought we'd talk about motivation. Mainly because lately I've been going through a bit of a phase of kind of lacking some of it, which, and so it's just kind of been on my mind today a little bit. Which, don't get me wrong, I definitely love what I'm doing right now, and it's awesome. Most of the time I wake up excited to get back into my shop and carry on whatever I was working on the day before. It's awesome, and I've never had that kind of enthusiasm last more than a couple of weeks at a job. So, I'm over a year into this full time, and I've still got that jump, when I wake up. But I don't think it's that uncommon to kind of go through these sort of fluctuations of kind of energy and excitement for what you're doing. And I've spoken to a couple other people about it, not even necessarily in the knife making industry, but I've talked to other people who seem to experience the same sort of thing. They've got these waves of super energized inspiration, and they just can't get enough done in a day. And then in other times, it just kind of lulls out a little bit, and it almost feels like a mild depression, sort of. You don't really feel like getting up, going to work. Now up here in Canada, winter's coming up. The weather is taking a hard left turn into autumn, big time, and so I think that maybe that kind of helps. That kind of helps make you want to stay inside by the fire and and not come out into the shop, and now I have to bundle up a little bit to come out here, but no big deal. But since talking with other people about it and realizing that luckily it's not just me, I thought about other times when this has happened and how I've kind of come out of sort of the rut, and I think it's good to recognize times that you are really motivated, and sort of try to realize what it is about those times that make you really excited to do whatever you're doing, and to try to I guess manufacture that a little bit during times when you may not be so excited. And so a few things that I recognize help me, and a couple of these are tips that other people have given me that they find help them as well. One thing I thought was awesome right off the bat is just leaving something for yourself to come back to that you're excited to do. So for sure, there's parts of knife making that are a real pain in the ass and not the most fun to do. And flip side of that is there are parts of it that are, the really fun stuff that you really look forward to. And so someone told me one time, leave yourself one of those fun things to do, whether it's finishing a handle or whatever it is, whatever it is at your job that you kind of look forward to do. I would recommend leaving that for yourself to do first thing in the morning, so that when you come out to your shop or when you go to your job or whatever, that's waiting for you to do first thing, and you're kind of pumped to go and do it. And then that sort of gets the ball rolling, and that sort of leads into another one. Start with small stuff. Tackle little things if you can structure your job this way. But I like to have a few little things, if I've got a list of stuff I want to get done. And by the way, I'm a list person, making lists so you can check them off. I love that. So just being able to mark things off a list is a motivator for me. But I would start with some little quick things to do, and that just sort of gets the juices going, and then you start checking them off. And then once you start seeing those things fall off the list, then more and more things become a little easier. You get more driven to finish more of those things. Something else that I find that helps me a lot is in the knife making process. It's linear. This process comes before this one, and then you can't do the next one until this one's done, and then this one, and then it's obviously you can't sharpen the knife before you put the handle on it or whatever. So I find that if I structure my day like that, like I won't finish a knife and then have a handle to put on and then have some rough grinding to do after that. I try to structure my day in that same linear process, chronologic process as it would take to make a knife. Even though I may not be working on that same knife all day, I'll just sort of try to structure my day so that it's working in in that kind of time frame, so that it just helps my mind a little bit. I find that once I finish a knife, psychologically to me, that's kind of like the end of the day. It's the end of the knife, the end of the project. That one's done, and that's really difficult to jump back into another one that's halfway, or to start another one. Best case scenario, I'm starting off my day with cutting out brand new knives or forging a new knife, and then progresses from there. And at the end of the day, maybe I'm almost finishing a knife, and that just helps me. Keep going throughout the day, I guess. What else? There are a bunch of other things. Get inspired. As corny as it is, watch an inspirational YouTube video, or figure out what music kind of gets you going in the morning, or something like that. Just little simple things like that, I find helps me a bunch. Some people say doing a workout first thing in the morning will get the blood going and get you kind of pumped up for the day. But I find that I have a hard enough time getting out of bed, whether or not I have to go and work out right away anyway. So that one doesn't work for me, but if it works for you, for sure, getting your blood moving, get your heart rate up a little bit, definitely helps to kind of get you motivated to do more things. I feel like there were some other things that I wanted to include in this, but mostly it's just about figuring out and recognizing what's happening when you're really excited to get to go to work, or really excited to get into a project, or whatever it is, or during that, what's keeping you going, what's like really driving you, and learning to kind of stop and recognize, okay, what exactly is my motivation here? Like, why am I so pumped to do this? And then trying to take advantage of that, or sort of manufacture that later on. One other thing just came back to mind, is I should really be writing these things down and have it so I can read them off. But I like to save something, like if a new podcast comes out. I listen to lots of podcasts in here while I'm working, because I've always got headphones on, and I've got ear muffs with speakers in them. And so I listen to lots of podcasts in here, and if a new one comes out, say in the afternoon or the evening, and I notice it, I'll hold off and I'll save it for the next day for work, so that that's just one little thing that I'm stoked to get into the shop, so I can listen to that podcast, and then it kind of just gets you out the door. So little things like that. For sure, comment on here and let me know what little things maybe help you, just to get inspired or get pumped. And yeah, thanks for watching.